everyone, it's Amy with Expressions Vinyl. Good morning today on this awesome Friday morning before Christmas. How's everybody doing? Who do we have out there and where are you from? Any regulars, and how many of you have seen last week's ugly sweater? Hope you guys had fun. That was a lot of fun for us, especially since we all took our turns and had no idea what the previous person did. Honestly, that was a little bit nerve-wracking knowing that I came in last, so I had to finish it and there was no time to do everything that I wanted to do, but it turned out really good. So the lucky winner, hope you enjoy your ugly sweater and hopefully you've worn it or something. Make sure to post a picture. So today I'm thinking ahead of New Year's. Obviously it's just around the corner, and I made this really fun New Year's clock. It's halfway made. I attached the little hand pieces on here, but I took it off because I wanted to put it back on my clock to show you how I disassemble it, but this was the end product. But I'm going to be asking your guys' help in creating this. So some of the couple things that I used is a blank canvas. You can use any size. I just found this size to work, so I picked this one. You can use a hot glue gun or a staple gun to assemble the back pieces. Lots of different types of vinyl. I'm going to help me choose which colors to pick. It's just the basic black and white, and then some gold accents. All of this is in the HTV glitter minus the Easy Weed strips in gold, so that'll be fun. And then some fabric pieces that you guys will help me select. I got 3 different patterns, just a plain color, some stripes, and some polka dots, as well as the clock. So I'll start with this one. This was just like a really inexpensive, they call it a quartz clock, that you can buy at Walmart or just any type of store in general. We're just going to use the hand pieces as well as the back pieces. So this is just another example. Some of them have the little colored for the second, so just depending on what look you want, go for it. But I chose this one. It's really easy. The first thing you do is just unscrew the little pieces. They're all right there. It's really easy. And then you just detach it from the rest of the frame. So this is the glass frame. We don't need this part, so I'm just going to put it away for now. And then we get to the fun stuff. So at first I was really nervous on how to disassemble a clock, thinking I was going to break something, but you won't, trust me. So facing this way, we are just going to first start taking apart the hand pieces, and they easily just pop off. So we'll just put that aside, and there's 3 pieces, the hour, the minute, and the second. So we'll just leave those right there. And an option on what you can do is you can actually use this piece and whether glue it on or somehow adhere onto your canvas or your fabric. It is very sticky, so it did take a lot of pulling to remove it, but it is doable. And it's like a thick plasticky feel, but you could use that in place of vinyl. And so then the last piece is the actual battery section. And on the sides there's these little clips. If you just start from one end and just pop it out, then the rest will come out. And you can just put that to the side. So that's how you disassemble a clock, but I would be cautious and make sure that you don't cut your fingers when smoothing this section out, so you can wear gloves. But I mean, for the most part, it's not super sharp, but if you are trying to straighten it, be very careful. I actually did cut my fingers a little bit. It's more like a paper cut, so I wasn't bleeding, so that's the good part. So, okay, so once that's done, I need your guys' help picking the fabric. We can do the simple solid color. I thought this navy blue with the stripes looked cute, especially with the gold. And then we have the polka dots, the mint polka dots. So what do you guys think we should do? I'll just start removing these pieces because we are going to iron them out. And these are 18 by 21 inches. So they have a little bit of excess fabric, but that's okay because it's pretty much the perfect size that we need. So there's that one. Some polka dots. and solid color. So we can kind of see how this one looks like. I do have a black and white. I thought the white would look good with the navy blue, and then finishing it with some gold. Or we could just stick with the mint. Obviously, mint's always a pretty color.
Seems like polka dots and stripes are kind of mixed.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting over here.
Okay, we'll take out the solid piece since we know what that one looks like.
Rochelle says the navy and gold would be so cute together. And then Shonda says, change my mind, polka dots. I think she had said solid earlier. So she likes polka dots. Vanessa likes polka dots. Candace says navy stripes. Deb says navy stripes.
Lots of stripes coming in on Instagram.
All right, let's go with the stripes. Okay. So, it helps just to iron out just because these are really wrinkled and have lines, just to do a quick press. So I'm going to come here to the heat press and just press it for a couple seconds. Probably go with the white with the navy blue, that way you can see it. I think the black might be a little bit too dark. So that works.
I think our sweater winner commented, but I lost the comment. Did you guys see that on there? Did you guys see the chat?
She said, Candace Beavers, I won the sweater and I love it. I'm wearing it tomorrow when my family gets together. I'll post pictures tomorrow.
Perfect. Did you add any more to the sweater? Because it was a little bit plain, but still super cute and ugly. Okay. So that just helps prep the HTV and remove any of the wrinkles. And so just grab the canvas and just start centering it. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. We do have the excess fabric, so just make sure it's straight, especially now that it's stripes. So that looks pretty good. I can just see the outline of the canvas. And since this is like the first layer, just start with the gold accents. And I usually layer it from top to bottom, that way I can even out the rest. And I just cut these a little over an inch, and there's 5, and they even out pretty good.
So we have a few newcomers. Can you tell them what we're doing today?
Yeah, so we are making a New Year's canvas clock using a quartz clock and adding fabric and HTV. It was a split tie between the stripes and the polka dot, but seems like the stripes overpower the polka dot, so we're going to show how to do the stripes. And so right now I just press the fabric and I'm going to attach the HTV pieces, the stripes. So this is just washi tape. I liked it because it was glittery, so I'm just going to use it. And just mark your spots onto where they're going to go really quick.
What size is your canvas?
It is, oh, I don't remember. It was like a 12 by 12. But you can use any size. I did try a bigger one and that one worked just fine. So whatever canvas you have in mind. So then, once your pieces are on there, we are going to cut to where this little piece is going to come through. And I found that it's easier to cut the fabric first and then do the vinyl and the canvas later, just because it's a lot easier to cut through. But the fabric wasn't so much. So I'm just going to lift this middle layer and just center a piece of tape just right there.
And are you using a fat quarter for your fabric?
Yes, so these are really popular. I got this one at Walmart, but Joann Fabric has them, and they're just little fat quarter pieces of fabric that they sell there, but you can probably get them anywhere else. So now that that is all centered right there. I'm just gonna remove the canvas. That way it's easier to cut that little piece. And you can just leave this in place and just remove this strip a little bit and just start cutting a little hole. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is where the little clock thing is going to come through. But just make it big enough, that way you're not struggling once the vinyl is on, since the fabric is not very forgiving. So just a little piece like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just enough to know that that is where it's going to come through. And then it's easier just to press it like this. So I'm just going to take it over to the heat press. And then I'm just going to remove the tape since we don't need them. And if you need to recenter, then you can do so. And then just press away. You can also use an iron, an easy press, anything that you have on hand. So you don't necessarily have to use the heat press, but it is nice.
Cups That Sparkle says this would make a great Christmas gift.
Yeah, that too. So I'm just going to stay right here because I'm going to press the rest of the vinyl. So I'm just going to remove these carrier sheets.
Shonda says, I'm going to make one for a Kwanzaa gift.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it was really fun, especially with the fabric part, since it's a great alternative if you don't have time to paint, to coat your canvas, or you just want to add different types of patterns or designs to it. Then it's a really easy option. And so with these, I'm just going to layer them all at once. They're all glitter. I just trimmed the edges, that way they don't overlap to each other. And I have the numbers. You could use any font, whatever you'd like. And I'm just going to center it and place it there. Then I have the little gold leaf wreath. It's gonna fit.
What kind of heat press are you using?
Don't remember the name.
It's a Caesar clamshell.
Clamshell heat press. We do have them on our website. We could post a link to that as well.
That size is the 11 by 15, and it's my favorite size. I don't know how you guys feel.
I like it. It's really handy. And then I just have these little silver accents that I'm just going to put to the side. It's nice to get this all pressed at once.
There's a couple questions. I thought you were going to use white numbers. Let's see. Wait.
That's right. Thank you. I was just so used to the black that I just grabbed it. Thank you. Yes, the white is a better option. That way you can actually see it a lot better. Thanks. You saved me from ruining my project.
A couple of questions about what you're doing, people coming in a little late.
Okay, so we are making a canvas clock, and right now we just picked our fabric and we did our first layer of heat transfer vinyl. Right now I'm putting on the rest of the glitter vinyl, which has the numbers and a wreath frame. And with the help of you guys, we decided on the striped navy and white vinyl. And then I thought this was cute. 1 year equals 365 opportunities, as a reminder that cherish each day. We'll just wait to put that one on. So right now I'm going to press these ones just enough. That way we can finish this last piece. And then just remove the carrier sheet. So I'll just show you really quick what it looks like right now.
It's looking good.
Yeah, the navy blue is really cute. And of course, right here is a piece of my dog's hair, so I'll just remove that. He likes to leave his fur everywhere, so.
Jennifer says she's sitting here with knee surgery and wishing she could get up and make one of these.
Oh.
Hopefully it's a quick recovery. I've known quite a bit of people with knee surgeries and it's not very pleasant. Okay. So this is what we have so far. Yeah, such a big mess. Okay. Let's put it back on the canvas to make sure that this extra piece fits. Yeah.
Can you talk about where you got your clock design from?
Yeah, so this was from the Silhouette store. I used the numbers is the Magnolia script. I forgot to write that there, but it's the numbers from that font. And then the wreath or the leaf garland frame was purchased from the Silhouette store. It's by Kolette Hall. The ID number is 74053.
Ooh, I'm gonna get her cheat sheet in there.
Should have made this white, but that's okay. So I just have these last little pieces to heat press. And then we will be done.
Jennifer says love Magnolia script font.
It's really pretty. It's also Jessica's favorite font.
I use it for like everything.
You use it for pretty much anything, so it's awesome.
Sorry, my camera work is not very good right now.
Okay, and we are done with that. So this is what it looks like. I should have done this in white, but it was in black, but that's okay. So now, we are going to put it back on the canvas and just recenter it again. And then once that's done, just flip it over to the side. I usually just grab the sides, that way it's already even. And I just use my handy dandy weeding tool and just tuck it in for now, just to keep its spot and it doesn't ruin anything. And I'm just gonna quickly trim some pieces. But make sure just to leave enough that you can glue it on or staple it to the canvas. Actually, I should probably do that right now. So I'm just going to trim the edges really quick and go from there. I forgot that we had a lot of fabric.
Can you talk about your fabric and where you got it and the size again?
Yeah, so this is just the fat quarter pieces. You can buy them at any craft store. I actually got these ones at Walmart, and they are 18 by 21 inches. But if you have any extra fabric lying around, you can just use whatever you have. So those are really fun to use, and you can pick any color, any pattern. That's really like the fun part that I love with the fabric pieces, is that there's so many options. And right now I'm just trimming the pieces. They don't have to be perfect because nobody's going to be looking at the back. And you can use a staple gun. I just had the glue gun on hand, so it was a lot easier for me just to use that. Okay. So just start gluing away. It doesn't matter what size or what side you start using. Just get enough that it stays on there. And then you can trim it even more if you want. And I'll get the top next. So does anybody have any questions right now? Just hanging out. Okay, I'm gonna flip it over to the side. And some people might have troubles with the edges, but just kind of see it as if you're wrapping a present. And honestly, I'm not good at wrapping presents. My family will tell you that for sure. But one method I found to make this look really nice is just tucking it in. For me, I just like to fold it in so it has a nice crease. If you have your own method that works best, by all means, just go for it. But any way that you can get it to tuck in nicely usually helps. So, and then just either staple it or just glue it.
Shonda says we are enjoying watching you.
Thanks, Shonda. I need another piece of glue, so. And then just get the other side before you move on to the middle part. Did I miss any questions? All right, and then I'm just going to glue in the middle part. So there's that. Okay, and now we are almost done.
Karen is asking where you got the clock mechanism.
So I just purchased that one at Walmart. They were like less than $5. You can obviously reuse it, so you can switch out your clocks. I know Hobby Lobby, Michael's, a lot of other places that have clocks, you can go buy them there, so that's a nice option.
Sandy's excited to try this.
Yay! Make sure to post your project. It's always fun to see you guys recreate some of these projects that we make, so make sure to share with us.
And what section of the store did you find the clock in?
It was over where like the mirrors and the home decor area is at. So, in that section. Maybe even the kids. I know kids like bedding and all that stuff has some cute clocks.
In place of using a glue gun, could you use a staple gun?
Yes, so you can use a staple gun, anything that would help adhere the fabric to the canvas will work just fine. So I'm just going to leave this as it is. Obviously I can trim it a little bit more and make it look a lot nicer, but I will do that later. So this is what it looks like. And it's really easy now just to use like a weeding tool or some type of sharp object now that we have our hole somewhere. So again, just go through it again. I could see my little hole right there, so I'm just going to pick at it, and that makes it a lot easier now for the little clock section to come through.
Leandra is asking if HTV would adhere to satin fabric.
I haven't tried it with satin. I would be...
So satin needs a lower temperature. And it depends on the type of vinyl you're using. Easy Weed needs 305, but we have had people that have turned it down to like 280 and have gotten it to stick. Just do a little test piece on your satin because it can leave a spot. Oh, thank you. You got it.
Okay. So, yeah, you can do it with satin, just at a lower temperature and setting. Okay, so now that I've gotten a hole through there, you're just going to turn it back. And it does have a front side, back side, the top side, bottom side. Just stick that through and it should just pop through. and make sure that it comes up all the way, otherwise the little hands are going to have a hard time coming through. So just like that. So that is really helpful when you do poke a hole or cut a little hole through the fabric first and then the vinyl. That way you don't struggle as much. So now that we're still here, it's easy just to glue this little piece. You don't need a lot of glue, but just enough that it stays on the canvas and it doesn't fall apart. So just gluing that little part and it'll hold it up. You can also glue the top, but we'll just leave it like that for now. So that is how far we've gotten. And then
can you talk about your little tool there? She was asking you
Yeah.
used how you made the hole.
This is the Caesar the Caesar weeding tool, and what I love about it is how sharp it is. You want to be careful because you can obviously poke yourself and get hurt. But it's easy with fabric to just poke it through. I'll show you on this one how easy it comes through, and so you can make your little hole that way and easily pop it out. So with the fabric hole, it just helps guide it, and you can make it a little bit bigger for the little piece of the clock hands to come through. So that was really nice and helpful to do this at the end once the vinyl is already on the fabric and the canvas. You can use scissors, you can even use one of these Fat Max knives, anything sharp, but this tool was super handy for me. Okay. So now that we have that part, the next part is assembling the hands. And if you look a little bit closer, the bottom parts have different sizes of holes. So if you're wondering or don't remember which one goes first, which one's the hour, the minute, or the second, the one with the bigger hole should go in first because it fits in towards the bottom. And it's really easy to assemble it. You just pop it in and it just stays in place. And then the second one is the second biggest hole, and that one just pops into place. And then lastly, this one has a special part, so you really can't miss on where this one goes because it is the top piece. But before we pop that one in, I did want to add a little accent to that. And I have these little extra sequins that we can glue on. So let's try with this little piece. It's just a little sequin bead that goes on pretty much anything that we can just quickly glue on. And I'm just going to glue it on to the end piece, just like that. So when the second's moving, you can see where it's going. And then just pop that into place. And there you go. So you do want to make sure that they don't interfere with each other. So if you need to press them down, smooth them out a little bit, you can do so. And then the last piece is just putting in the battery. So I'm going to flip it to the back, and I hope I can get this in. I had trouble getting this one in.
Kristen says the clock is very creative, and Lisbeth said it looks great.
Thank you. Gotta snap this one in. There we go. And then just move it around to whatever time it actually is. And there's your clock. So I hope you guys learned a little bit. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Is there currently any questions?
Suzette wanted to zoom into that Caesar tool.
Yeah. So this is the Caesar weeding tool. It's really handy. I use it for a lot of things, but it really helps with weeding. It's somewhat heavy, but not too heavy. It has this nice rubber grip to it and a really sharp, nice point that curves to help pick any excess vinyl. But this was handy just to use to poke through the canvas to make a little hole. So you can see how it just goes through very easily. But yeah, we do have this available at our website, so we will post a link if you're interested. Any other specifics about this?
Nope, I don't think about that. Let me see.
Let's see.
Mary says these would be wonderful personalized gifts. Thanks, Amy.
Yeah, thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See if there's any questions on YouTube, Instagram.
Pam missed the part where we covered the canvas with what? What did we cover the canvas with?
So, this navy blue and the white stripes is fabric. These are some of the options that we had. So these are just simple little pieces that they sell at any craft store or just any store in general. And we just placed it over the canvas once we put some vinyl on it. That way it was easier to press and you don't have to worry about these little pieces that might be hard. And if you don't have something the size to fit the canvas, it's just a lot easier to put the vinyl on before you attach the fabric to the canvas. So once that was on, you just trimmed the excess fabric, and you can either use a hot glue gun or a staple gun, and just to make sure that it sticks on there. And then once that was done, we went ahead and put the little clock hands back on by attaching it and gluing the back piece, the battery piece, onto the canvas. That way it actually works.
Sarah is wondering, do you know roughly about how much this cost you to make?
Depending on how much the canvas was, Joanne bought the canvas.
They're pretty.
It was in a pack, so
Yeah.
yeah. The fabric, this one was only $1 a piece, and then depending if you already have the vinyl or if you how many colors you want to add. Obviously, not a whole lot, and the clock was about $3-5.
Someone said the clock mechanisms, just the mechanism itself, they're on sale right now at Walmart. But
Ooh.
you can use the mechanism at different craft stores too.
Yes, I just happen to have the clock with me, and I just felt easier to use it. But yes, you can buy them separately, so you don't actually need to purchase a clock. So maybe under $20, so it's really not that expensive. So it's a really neat option, especially if you have all of this stuff lying around your house and you can put something together like this. So yeah.
Deanna says that I'm going to use my dad's old shirt. He passed away.
Aww.
That would be so
Yeah,
cool.
a shirt would be super cute just to make that even more personalized. So that's a good idea. Make sure to post a picture. We'd love to see that.
I think that's all the questions.
Anything else? All right. Well, I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas, and hopefully you guys have some downtime to finish some last minute crafting. Other than that, we will see you guys on Tuesday. So thanks so much for tuning in, and have a good Christmas. Bye.